Hey, what is going on, everyone? Here we are down at the Chinese Grand Prix. As you've noticed recently, our car's been performing a little bit better, except for last race in Vietnam. Well, sorry, you won't know this, but I've applied a couple more upgrades. The aero package should be a little bit better. So we should be a little bit speedier on the straights here, but which is going to be very useful for the back straight here. So without further ado, let's get down and see how we perform in qualifying. Oh man, that sound of the car. Just that little rumble. That never gets old. That is so clean. Alrighty, here we go, opening the DRS and starting flying lap number 1. Oh, sorry, drive out lap. Okay, this part of the track, I'm not sure if I'm good at this one compared to other drivers, but I'm sure I'm nowhere near the best, or even mediocre. But our car handles this not too badly actually, since our car performs well in track conditions like now and colder ones. And inhale there, and exhale now. Yeah, it just performs well in corners, as most drivers would. But anyway, China is a circuit I'm not too bad with actually. I'm not too shabby around this track. I'm normally able to gain a couple of positions even in slower cars. I just gotta really dive bomb into that last straight there, only when it's safe though. If you're way too far back and it's suicidal dive bomb, just don't do it. Do not do it, kids. This part of the track, it's easy to stuff up. You can easily lose the back end through there and spin straight round. There's a lot of time if you do not get that perfectamundo. Don't even think that's a word. Ready, here we are onto the back straight now. I want to see what kind of pace we can reach. We're reaching speeds of 320 plus. 332 kilometers an hour. It's not bad. Catching up massively to, I think that's Carlos. And this doesn't feel like a too bad lap. I felt like we've done pretty well, but this probably won't be our taking out the little floppy cone there. And we set provisional P4. We did set P3, but Alexander Albon just took it from us. Alrighty, let's dive down to the end of qual.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Bottas, Leclerc and Alexander Albon. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before the braking zone of turn 14. And I'm delighted, as always, to introduce Anthony Davidson, who'll be taking you through all the action alongside me today.
What a great race we have in store for us today. Valtteri looks supremely confident this weekend, and that's why he's starting from pole. Can anyone get close to him today, I wonder? One more thing to consider is the strategy element. How far can the drivers push these tyres, and who's going to blink first for fresh rubber? It'll be interesting to see if the leaders have to compromise their plan to cover off the cars behind them.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Sainz, Stroll, Hamilton, Thomas, and Lando Norris. Giovinazzi, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Ocon, Raikkonen, Mazepin, Pierre Gasly, and Roman Grosjean. Kvyat, Russell, Magnussen, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Alrighty, here we are, everyone, down at the Chinese Grand Prix. We are here down at the grid lineup. We're going to take a quick look at the strategy. Alrighty, 2 laps on the soft tyres. Oh, I wore them out so much in qualifying. I spun out a bit since it got really wet at the end. Did not realise I was burning into my race tyres there. I'm probably going to move that up to 3 because I want to pit one little bit later. Alright, let's get down to the countdown now. Alrighty, here we go. Counting down. 5 red lights. And away we go. I had to quickly check settings if something. Don't know what I checked for because I don't know what's going on here. We don't get a too bad launch, don't lose too much time, but a car's going to go down the inside. I'm pretty sure that is Lando Norris here. We're going to try and go around the outside of Stroll. We may be able to get past, and it looks like Daniel Ricciardo is there as well. But we do manage to get past Stroll, and I think Hamilton is just... And we also get past Hamilton there. We're going to squeeze him a little bit, and he is going to get back past us there. He does have superior speed to us out of corners and on straights. And we go for the dive bomb. We nick him slightly there, going on the inside of Ricciardo. Having to go on the grass, the gravel there to try and not break our front wing there. A bit of a dog move to go past, but it's racing, so Scally Beato. There comes Ricciardo on the inside. We did take a little bit of contact from him there. Our driver gave him the hand, and we do manage to get past so far. We most likely will lose out to Ricciardo here on this straight. He does have a far better straight line speed to us. He's not going for the slipstream, which is very confusing. Ricciardo, the god of dive bombs, does not send one up the inside. And I reckon we are easily going to be swallowed up by, Lewis Hamilton here. And he also lost a position to Ricciardo. I wonder if they're going to gain anything on a set. Yes, they will. Ricciardo's getting slightly close. Looks like he will make a move into the corner here, but I think we're getting too close to the braking line. And no, they will not go for a move on us on this particular corner. Our ERS has temporarily been disabled since we have used the overtake button far too long. And then we hit one of the little floppy cones there. Alrighty, we have to swerve a little bit there for some reason. Oh, and that's our... Would you look at that, pit windows open, would you look at that? Look at that, we can come into the pits now, lovely. We're going to go for a dive on Hamilton here. That is Norris up the inside. Oh, sorry, Carlos Sainz. And we're just behind Hamilton here. And we did manage to stay in front of Sainz. We're going to now dive down into the pit lane and get ourselves onto some medium tyres. Alright, let's see if we can make a reasonable stop this time, because we're a little bit slow lately. Like 2.6 seconds just switching tyres, no front wing or anything. Our tyres are at what, like 58%? That's quite a lot. Soft should not be that worn. We were losing a lot of grip into that final corner though. Here we go now. Let's see what kind of time we can set here. A 3-second stop. A little bit dodgy on my part there, but the team's really slow. I'm going to have to invest a little bit more there. Alrighty, and here we go now. A couple of cars have come in for their stop, getting us up into P20. We may be able to get past Daniel Ricciardo here. We go down the inside, and that gets us P19. So far, not a bad start. Not many cars have come in for their stops yet. I will expect it to be laps 6 and 7. The majority of the field will come in for their stops. Alrighty, here we are right now behind Daniel Ricciardo. We're going for a move on the inside here. Early braking there actually for our dive bomb, but I reckon that early braking will pay off. Yes, it does. We do manage to squeeze him wide, and I think that is our teammate in the pits there. Most cars will be coming in for their stop now on lap 6. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of cars in the pits, and we may be able to get past all of them. Yes, we do. We do get past most cars, and that is us into P10. Not a bad early stop strategy if you ask me. And Ricciardo is still chasing us down as we do run wide onto this corner, and that will give him a position to go past. Or we do fight back there. We do get a bit more traction out of the corner, but he does have a top straight line speed compared to us here. Looks like Max Verstappen might want to have a go at us as well, and Ricciardo does manage to get past us. I thought we might be able to make the dive bomb, but going around the outside there is not always a clean overtake, so we did not want to have any front wing damage for the last couple of laps of this race. Looks like Max Verstappen, and he's chasing us down rigorously as well. Yeah, said that twice now, that's really annoying, but... we do have to make a bit of a swerve there as Ricciardo locks up, and Max Verstappen was on our outside. We were very close to making contact. Unfortunately, both drivers do get past us here. We may be able to take them back as we do go for a major corner cut there. We may be able to catch them a bit later. And I think that is Charles Leclerc out of the race. Yeah, that is Charles Leclerc out of the race, giving us a free position up into P7 here, which will secure us a couple more points, which is very good. But here we come onto the final lap of the Chinese Grand Prix here. Let's make it a good lap. And it also does look like, I think that is Lando Norris behind us. I hope he does not do what he did in, I think that was in Styran. I think that is what it's called for the previous race. And just able to make like 5 positions in the last 2 laps. That was very impressive by him, but hopefully he does not do the same to us here. We are taking some of these corners a bit slow since we are experiencing some wear and our fuel is in the negatives currently. Also, we should be able to make this up pretty easily, but our tyre wear is getting quite extreme now as we run up on the grass there. Hopefully we are able to gain enough fuel to finish, and hopefully our tyres do not give way in this back end anytime soon. So we're just going to salvage it for the couple last corners. I'm struggling to speak. It's just very difficult. I don't know why. But race winner Valtteri Bottas has just crossed the line. Another astonishing race for him. He has a very good chance for the championship right now. Looks like Norris is not making up too much ground, and we should be able to claim P7 with reasonable amount of ease here. Going a little bit late under brakes there, making that corner beautifully. And I do believe that is us up into P7. Good race. Very good race, ladies and gentlemen. From a not too bad qual to a pretty good race. Getting some points, and that is us on the board.
There'll be many smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take the win here in Shanghai. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's have a quick look at how the drivers' standings have changed. More points for Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.